Okay, you saw the video last night, maybe about Chris and how the Lions have the perfect schedule and the release and all that kind of stuff. And I think the Lions got some unique news. There's some nuggets that are buried in this schedule, but there is one that is absolutely glaring. And I don't think I put the title as unique, but honestly, it's not really that fair. If you guys remember, oh my goodness. A month ago, 2 months ago, Chris did a video talking about how the NFL did something that was almost brutal or unfair. I forget exactly what the title was. And it was talking about giving teams multiple Thursday night games. The NFL has had a long standing rule that you are not allowed to have more than one Thursday night or Thursday night game unless that Thursday night is following a bye week. Then you can have two, I think. But now they've raised that to two. So if you've seen the schedule, you've looked at the schedule, the Lions have three. So I'm going to explain why they can have three in a second and how one of them really doesn't even matter. And it does, and it shouldn't count as a Thursday night game, and it doesn't count as a Thursday night game. But the Lions do have three. So let's look at this schedule. Week 1, Thursday night. This is the one that doesn't matter because it is the first game of the NFL season. Who cares? Right? Like, who cares? It's the first game. Honestly, it's an advantage because what you do is you play your first game. Traditionally, there's some injuries in the first game, there's some stuff like that. And then you have 10 days instead of 7. Like, honestly, I think this is a great advantage. I think it's a bummer that we're at Kansas City, but of course we are. They have to collect their rings. All right. And then we once again are Thursday night football 1 month later. Not even a month later. I mean, it's 21 days later. So we play our first 4 football games in 21 days. Here's why we talk about the NFL scheduling Thursday night games or multiple as criminal. Thursday night has a history, has a tradition of causing injuries because, especially soft tissue injuries, things like that, because it's not enough turnaround time. It's just not. So players are not fully recovered. A lot of them are having to play hurt going into it. They get off their routine and things like that. So I have no problem whatsoever having the Packers as a prime time week 4 Thursday night game. Fine. Don't even worry about it. Okay. But then, as you know, we always have Thanksgiving Day on Thursday night. We always have Thanksgiving on Thursday. I don't know why I said night, day, right? While we're all having Thanksgiving dinner, the Lions are on. It's a blast. We all enjoy it, watching the Lions with our family. It's good. Here's the problem. It once again is another Thursday game. So we have 2 of the Thursday games. Other than that, this schedule is perfect. You have your bye week right in the middle of the season, which is exactly what you'd want. You go to Green Bay in September when it's not the frozen tundra, even though we've proven last year we could go to Green Bay and win in the frozen tundra. What's up? And I love that. And you look at the schedule, it really does work out really, really well. We have 2 to be determined games. We could be flexed in those games to night. You have the Vikings at the end of the year. The whole divisional slate is scheduled outside of the Packers in week 4. You get Bears in week 11, Packers week 12, Bears 14, Vikings 16, Vikings 18. This is very heavily scheduled in the back end for divisional opponents, and the NFL has figured out how to schedule. They have figured out how to schedule, which is kind of cool. But here's the other thing that's kind of cool. The Detroit Lions last year, and here's a nugget for you, and I'll go back and put this schedule up in a second. When the schedule came out last year, I remember looking at Chris. I actually called him, and I said, dude, I have never seen a schedule like this since like 1998. The Detroit Lions had 17 games. Of those 17 games, all 17 were scheduled, all 17 outside of going to the West Coast for 1 o'clock p.m. on Sunday afternoon. And I'm just like, this is great. He's like, what are you talking about? Give us prime time. Everybody was so frustrated. I'm like, I love this. I love that we are scheduled later. And the reason are scheduled that because the reason is every week it's the exact same routine at the exact same time, same sleep habits, everything. And it bodes really well if you want to get in a groove for later in the season, staying healthy, sleep rhythms, energy levels, everything. If you have a game at the same time every week that you can count on it, you can bank on it, things happen. I'm not saying that's why the Lions played so well down the stretch. That's not it at all. But the Lions were one of the most unhealthy team in the beginning of the year, and then they became one of the most healthy teams by the end of the year. That's the reason they started winning. But did this have something to do with it? Maybe. But here's if you like getting national attention for your team, if you like having the boys over, if you like having friends over to watch a game at night or at unique times, if you like prime time, if you like nationally televised games, this year is the year for you. I believe the last time the Lions had multiple primetime games like this was the year after we went to the playoffs with Stafford, and it didn't go as well. But anyways, we're at 8:20 p.m. on NBC on week 1. Week 4, you get the prime time. I hope you have Amazon Prime. If you don't, you got to go get it because Prime Video is the only way you're going to see it. And then week 8, we are Monday Night Football going into the bye week. So if you have a Monday Night Football game, that's a great time to have it going into the bye week. Usually I'd be like, oh man, we lose a day. But with our Thursday games, it's kind of perfect. So we don't have another Monday to Sunday short rest, which is good. That's on ESPN. Week 12, Thursday against the Packers. That's Thanksgiving. We're always going to be in that slot. Just get used to it. I saw a post by someone. They're saying the older I get, the more I realize the Lions are only going to play at 1:00 on Thursday. I'm like, yes, that is their slot. That's the way it goes. All right. And then again, week 17 at the Cowboys. And that is a Saturday night football. So another kind of short week. So it's kind of interesting, but it gives us an extra day, hopefully, to get ready for the Vikings. But again, that's a flex game. So who knows where that's going to be. So we have these 5 games. 2 of them are home. 2 are at home. So 5 national games, 2 at home. Hopefully the Lions can show something. I think they can. I think this could be a really good season. I'm sure we'll be talking about in-depth, game-by-game, stuff like that with this schedule. I really am. But until then, it's just fun to think about, hey, Lions are ready. They've added some depth. They had a good class for immediate impact with the rookie signings. Ladies and gentlemen, get ready to be weird with the schedule. You got used to just getting home, maybe getting home from church, sitting on the couch last year and watching the game. This year, 5 out of the 17 games are going to be at weird times. Just get used to it, have fun with it, and then watch some of the other NFL in the meantime when you're not watching the Lions. All right. Hey, thanks for watching this video. Hit that subscribe button below. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think about the multiple Thursday night games. There were some strong comments disliking it when Chris put out the video. Do you dislike it now that the Lions are the ones that are going through it? Let me know what you think. All right. See you on the next